Welcome to the show, Kalyanjit. Give us the 60-second backstory on how'd you get into entrepreneurship and what was your career before taking the entrepreneurial leap.
So it's been a long way. I did my education. After that. I started on my own. I started in Bangalore way back in 1999. So Bangalore, it was all about software, like a Silicon Valley of India, where you get the inspiration to learn software and do something. So I started way long back. So I did my engineering and an MBA, where most of the top guys in India, they do have a engineering background, and then they do a master's either in technology or business management. Then like you take the plunge into entrepreneurship, learn the things, and then like you search on internet or you search around your network for projects, and then you start doing on your own. Since like India is a good basic educational system where you are good in mathematics, and so you can pick up software easily well, and then with good skills in English and all, so you can do a lot of projects where from the UK, from the US, and English speaking countries. So that's how it started, and you learn on the way, because you need to upskill yourself. You need to learn all the new technologies, what's going on and what's in the market. You have to put in hours, and life is a learning process. And if you don't learn, or if you don't kill yourself as part of market conditions, then it'll be difficult for you to get work. So that's how it is. Like you keep on learning, you keep on trying out new things, and based on demand and supply, what's prevalent, like you keep on moving on to new technologies. Entrepreneurship. So I'm a first generation entrepreneur. So my my parents were in teaching, professors in colleges, and my dad was also like working for the government. So entrepreneurship as such is not encouraged, but like you take the plunge, you have confidence in yourself to start on your own. And it also depends on your friend circle. Like if your friends are into it, then you also would like to follow them, and you take in a mentor, and then you get it going, and you don't look back. And like you will be having ups and downs are a part. It's a part of the ecosystem, it's a part of life. So if you don't fall down, you can't get up, and you get up much stronger. And then with experiences, you don't do the mistakes you have done before, and then improve on that, and obviously your success rate will be much higher.
What are the key considerations for entrepreneurs and founders when it comes to integrating Web3 technologies into their business models? But first, what is Web3 for those who are new in this space of Web3?
uh, so let me tell you about web 1, web 2, and web 3. So since internet came about in the early 1990s, so internet came about in the early 1990s, it was called web 1, where we read only information. So it was only read. Then came web 2, where you read and write. So like you read the information, then you also write back. So things like Facebook, WhatsApp, and like everything, blogging. So you read the information, and you can also comment on it, you can upload the pictures, everything. So it is read and write. Then came web 3. So web 3 is read, write, and own. So whatever you upload yourself or you write your content, that content belongs to you. You can monetize it in the times to come. So this is called web 3. And in web 3, it is based on technology called blockchain. So blockchain is it is similar to a database, where but it has got some features which are unique. In blockchain, when you store the data, is immutable. You cannot delete it. It is there forever. It's the data is uh, the transactions, like whatever you store in it, are transparent. But there are three types of blockchain. Let me tell you. So one is public, where anybody can use the blockchain network. You just need to. Then there are private blockchains, where it is within the organization or within some for some specific use. It is not for the public. And then there is permission blockchain. So permission means, let's say, a group of institutions, organization, they form together, and then they use a specific blockchain which needs permission to join. So let's give an example of a blockchain like which might be used in the banking industry. So a lot of banks will work together and then use a blockchain which needs permission to join. So it'll be having some transactions within the organizations, like among different organizations where the trust, where it's all transparent, and then it leads so there is security is there, and it obviously transparency is there. So because of this basic features of blockchain, we'll be having a lot of applications where data is stored to use this technology. So it can be in real estate, it can be in uh, government services, it can be in education, it can be in gaming world, where and and anywhere where like you're storing data. So if you need the data where a lot of parties are involved and they don't trust each other, then you'll be using this technology so that a trust is formed among the participants.
Can you share some success stories or case studies of startups that have successfully leveraged Web3 to drive innovation and growth? What were the critical factors that enabled their success?
Okay, now, yeah, so Web3 is still evolving, so it is still new. So in the times to come, it will develop yourself a lot of applications, a lot of platforms will come, which will make migration from Web 2 to Web3 much easier. So in a click of a button, or a developer can use some tools where he can convert their Web 2 applications into Web3. So we have some development platforms like Third Web, where you can convert your website or your Web2 applications into Web3, where you need a wallet, you need uh, a wallet like MetaMask, or any wallet which depends on a blockchain network you're using. And these wallets are your where you store your these wallets are used to log in into a Web3 application. Now, in the times to come, like it might be too technical for a user to understand about wallet. So these days we have like applications where you can log in into a Web3 application with your email, or with a social login, or with a phone number. So all these things makes it easy to convert any application in Web2 to Web3. And it is still evolving. A lot of new uh, products and services are being formed, so that the user, they might not uh, it will be very easy for a user to use these applications, and they also might not be aware that they're using a Web3 application. So that's how like easy it will become in the times to come.
For entrepreneurs looking to build non fungible token NFTs or leverage blockchain technology, what are the essential skills and knowledge they need to acquire? But before we embark on that journey, let's demystify NFTs first. What is NFTs?
So the simple definition of NFT, which is non-fungible token, is any digital file. So it can be a photograph, it can be a certificate. If you store in the blockchain, it is called an NFT. It is unique, it remains there forever. Now there are a lot of applications or websites which are NFT gated. It means that you need to have a specific NFT to log into that website. So how it works, you go to your website, you log in with your wallet, and if in your wallet you have a particular NFT, then you get access to the website. So it can be a membership based site where you need a specific NFT to log in. So it can be an organization like which has got specific privileges. So these NFTs, and also we see a lot of NFTs being used in sports, where if so these NFTs might be used as a login or as a ticket to access these applications. So there are a lot of applications. So a lot of sports also are using NFTs. So NFTs can also be used as sports uh, mementos, where let's say like in the earlier days, like you used to buy sports cards. So these are physical cards. Now they're being digitized and converted into NFT, so that you you buy this like NFTs of celebrities or sports stars, And then you can have a collection of NFTs where you can also resell them and make some money in it. So in NFTs, there are two types of like users generally. One are the fans like who buy these NFTs so that they hold it for a long time, and there are others like who are investors. They buy these NFTs and to resell it or when the demand is high. So these are like examples of NFTs, which is based on the technology called blockchain and which is also Web3. There are a lot of like use cases or a lot of companies are using Web3. Now, let me give you another example where like Web3 is being used. So if you check the Walmart and Nestle, so these are FMCG companies. So they use blockchain to trace their products from the source to the store. So let's say uh, a product, a banana fruit is coming from South America to US, and a lot of the vendors will be used in transferring the product, the banana from South America, from the farms in South America to the retail stores in the US. It passes through a lot of different vendors in logistics, with some change in temperature, with some change in quality. So all these things in the process is stored in blockchain so that nobody can tamper with it. So this helps to identify the if there is any fault in the supply chain. This also helps to maintain the quality, and also the customer is aware that from where the product is coming from. So this is called track and trace. So you trace the product and you track the product. So similarly in automobile internally, a large number of like automobile companies, since they have a lot of vendors in the supply chain. So let's say there might be thousands of vendors or involved in the process, and all are doing their own jobs. So they store all this data in the blockchain so that it leads to trust. And if there is any discrepancy, then it can be checked, and then it can be solved, and then make the system much better. So because of all these use cases in Web3, a lot of applications are using it. Now let me give you another example, like in case of healthcare. So all personal data. So your data will be stored in the blockchain. Your insurance report will be stored in the blockchain. Your medical reports will be stored in the blockchain. Now let's say like you're visiting a doctor, and you can give access to your medical records to the doctor. And since these are records which cannot be tampered with, then obviously like insurance companies can also like use this data for any insurance claim. And a doctor can also get the reports of you, like what all issues you're having. And then it also depends on you whether you want to share. So this data, since it is linked to you, it is your data, you own it, and you can share it with different parties based on the requirement. Now let me give you like another example of like Web3. In India, they give subsidies to farmers. They give subsidy to farmers. They are giving these days in the central bank digital currency, so which is based on blockchain. Now let's say when they give 1,000 rupees to them, then they can track where the 1,000 rupees is used, because they can track the digital currency, because it is stored in blockchain. So they can find out the whole path where the money is being used. It is going from which person to another. So there is no pilferage in it. And it can also make some statistics, or it can make some analysis where the money is being used and for what purpose. This gives the whole track and trace, and it can no pilferage is stopped. Because earlier what happens is that there might be some dummy farmers where some people are taking the money and then they are like using it for something else. Now with technologies, like you can trace out that this money is actually using for the purpose what it was for. So because of all these amazing things, a lot of applications, both private and government, like will be used to improve efficiency, to be transparent about the process and all these benefits.
As an angel investor, what are some of the key factors you look for when evaluating Web3 startups? What trends or innovations are you most excited about in the Web3 startup ecosystem?
Right, right. So it all depends on what you're trying to build, what problem it is solving, and if you are designing something which is the need of the hour, where a lot of people are interested in buying your product or services, then obviously you can, your success rate will be much high if you want to start something in these new technologies, or which will scale up, and it has the ability to scale up, and or it has the ability to penetrate the market much easier, and it's much better than the competition. Then obviously you'll try to get involved in it.
Can you share your insights on the current state of Web3 funding and investment landscape? What advice would you give to entrepreneurs seeking funding for their Web3 ventures?
For any a project like where they are doing some project in Web3, so once you get incubated, then you are also aware of the competition around, because a lot of mentors are from the industry, a lot of people are there who have done it before, they have got experience, they know the market space. And obviously, if you are if you get it incubated, then you can feel, and then you also get to know where your product stands and how much effort you have to put in, because many a times like you join a startup program thinking that your product is new, your product is unique, or your product can is the best around the world. But once when you join these incubators, then you know the actual competition involved, how much how much good or how good is your product and services, or if you have to pivot your main objective so that you stand a better chance of having success in the market. So all these things you should be aware when you, and you should also be ready to take in criticism from the mentors or from the advisors, so that your success rate is a bit more, because as you might be aware, 80% 90% of the startups fail, and only a few they go to the funding round, or they go to the IPO, or they reach a stage when a large company can buy them out and they can make an exit. But but it's a learning process. So if you don't succeed in the first time, then obviously you should also regroup, and then based on experience which you had in the first project, then you devise another project, and then you again get down deep into it. Right, right. Um, I'll tell you, it's not failure. You're investing and your money and your time to learn the process, to learn the market, to learn things, and to skill yourself so that you succeed later on.
How can startups and founders leverage the metaverse to enhance their product offerings, customer experiences, and revenue streams? What are some of the emerging use cases and business models you see emerging in this space?
So there are a lot of metaverse platforms competing with each other: Sandbox, Roblox, and Decentraland, then Fortnite, then Meta as well. So Meta is there in the US, the UK, France. I think it's there only in 7 countries, and in the times to come, it will launch in the other countries, and it will be a big, because there are already users in Facebook, and the business pages in Facebook, they will move, or they will evolve into the Facebook Horizon world. So it's called the Facebook Horizon world. So the business. So if you have a business page, then obviously your next, when the Facebook Metaverse platform is launched, you'll be moving into that. So you'll be having immersive experiences for users. You can have this virtual shopping malls, like you can have amazing experiences for your products and services. So Meta will be having a lot of tools so that it is very easy to migrate your existing business page. So it can be a product page, it can be a service page, it can be an artist page. So if you're an artist, then you can have a concert in the metaverse. So these amazing things will come. And then Facebook is also promoting their headset, like which is the Meta Quest. Yeah. So Quest 3 is around $500. Then on the other way, we also have Apple. So Apple Vision Pro, which is there, like which was launched, let's say, at 2 months back. So it was priced at around $3,500. So it is huge. It is a computer by itself. That's why it has got a lot of amazing experiences. So that's why the price is very high. You don't need a computer yourself. It has got this inbuilt computer. So you wear the headset, and then like you can watch movies, or you can watch have amazing experiences. Then you can do your office work. You can have Zoom calls. You can have meetings. So that is by itself. It combines your phone, your laptop, and all your devices into one. So that's how the world is moving into. And with all the big companies being a part of the metaverse infrastructure, so it can be a processor. NVIDIA is investing huge in all these high-end processors. Then servers like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all these are part of the ecosystem. They are contributing to the metaverse world in terms of hardware, software, and all the things related to it. So yes, in the times to come, we will be having amazing experiences. Your education will be big. EdTech companies will be moving in the metaverse. Industries will be moving in the metaverse. And these days, we also have banks, conventional banks, buying virtual land and then setting up offices. So you visit those, then you can make a bank account, or you can get any service from the bank in the metaverse, and then the AI bot or AI person will be answering you. So you can. So these are 24 hours. So it will lead to a lot of jobs being eliminated and the new jobs being created. So it's all a matter of how you upskill yourself, how you are aware of the things around, so that you can also move on along with the ecosystem and not be left out. It all depends. It all depends on the products and services. So let me give you some examples. A lot of brands, a lot of brands which are catering to youths, they are targeting the Roblox metaverse platform. So Roblox is a platform where you play games, you socialize, you interact with your friends. It is so popular that around 75% of the kids below 15 are using a Roblox in US. And also in India, it's picking up, because when I go and talk about technology to kids of class 9, 10, 11, 12, and I ask them, are you familiar with Roblox? Then around 90% of them, they raise their hand. So that's how popular it is, Roblox, among the kids. Now, let's say like you're launching some brand or services related to it. So you make a Roblox game, or you make some NFTs which are used in the ecosystem in Roblox. So that way you market your products and services targeting the youth. So each product or services, they can use the metaverse and in different ways. And since the customer base or the users are picking up, they are a lot of users are using the metaverse in the times to come. So obviously it's a big market to enter. And if you enter it early, if you do the investment early, then you have an edge among the others. This is similar to when Facebook came about, and then only a few companies were having their business page, the customer support in Facebook. Now, like almost everybody has a business page in Facebook, and then they provide a service in Facebook or Twitter or in all the social networks. So if you get in early, you have an edge among the others, and you can provide much better service to your customers.
As someone with experience in running incubator programs, what are the key benefits that early stage startups can expect from participating in such initiatives? How can founders effectively leverage the resources, mentorship, and networking opportunities provided by incubators?
Okay, now talking about incubators, so incubators have got different programs. So some programs might be in the design phase or in the idea phase. So like you have an idea, right? Then the incubators will help you to convert that idea into a MVP. MVP means minimum viable product. So you just have the idea, then based on an idea, like you participate in a startup program, then they will help you to convert that idea into a small prototype. Then in some incubators programs, they have where they take in only uh, startups which have the MVP ready, so that they can convert the MVP into production. Then there's some startup programs which helps, like if you have production, like if you're already in the market, they help you to get market access, or they help you to with partnership with others, and then make your product much better, so that like you can scale up easily. So based on which phase you are in the product or service you're making, you can join different startups. So you can join different programs which will help you to go into the next stage, which will help you to uh, reach out to the customers. And obviously, your product or service also gets validated because you have a team, a lot of experts in it, which will mentor you, which which they have sound knowledge of the market, where they have access to people around. So obviously, like if you get mentorship or advice from them, your success rate is much higher, instead of you working on a idea or product all alone with no with minimum knowledge of competition, with minimum knowledge of technology. So that's how all these incubators, they help you to develop your idea or your product, and then take it to the next level. And there are a lot of incubators which also give you grants, so you can take those grants and then make the product much better, and then also hire resources, and then get it going. And if you're starting something, it's always advisable to get it incubated, because many a times I do get pitch decks where the founders are not aware of the process. Then they will give an insane value about the product or service, and then they don't know how they had calculated that value, and they're asking an insane amount of money to run the ecosystem. It is not like that. In There are a lot of programs started by incubators where you can also get different co-founders. So let's say like you're good in marketing or you're good in idea, then you can partner with some guy like who is good in technology, or is good in partnership, or is good in other things. Then you can both combine together and then form a team and then work together instead of going alone. And so if your idea and if your vision they match, then obviously like you can form a team. So these teams can be global, not local as well. So these team members can be in different parts of the world, and if you have a basic trust among each other to pursue it together, then obviously like you should join hands and then get it going. Like even if you fail, then you learn from it, and you have a better chance of success in the next project. You grow together, because like if you think about Web3 and a developer community and all these people around, so if you form a community, then you have much better chances of doing well, because like you might not be having all the qualities in yourself to take the product to the next level.
What are the key challenges and limitations that the Web3 AI ecosystem currently faces, and what advancements are needed to unlock the full potential of decentralized AI applications?
Like in the Web3 space, like it needs more awareness. It needs more. And like if you're talking about Web3, I'm not talking about cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is a application of Web3. So cryptocurrency uses blockchain. Now, because of lack of awareness, a lot of projects are done cryptocurrency which are scams. So if you're not aware, so if you're not knowledgeable, don't get into it, because a lot of bad people in any ecosystem, like you have the good people and the bad people. So the bad people like abuse the system, and since there is lack of awareness and a lack of this thing, so they also use the system to do a lot of scams. So like if you're aware and if you are ethical, then like just read and get knowledge about the ecosystem, so that like you don't get scammed. And because of lack of awareness and lack of knowledge, all these things happen. And once when more people are aware about it, when more people are have knowledge in the technology, then then they then they have a better chance of not getting scammed.
The rapid growth of generative AI, as exemplified by the success of ChatGPT, has been a major catalyst for increased investment in the Web3 and AI space. Can you share your insights on how this is impacting the overall landscape?
uh, so let's say like you'll be having a lot of systems where like AI will be used for predictive markets. So it can be also used for trading in cryptocurrency, where you use algo trading, and you use all these like AI tools to predict the market or to have a better chance of having success in in investment. So it's a evolving world, and in the times to come we'll be having a lot of like AI involved in it, where manually it is not possible. So with technology and a lot of like hardware fast processing involved, then it can crunch a lot of data and then take decisions on its own. So you'll be seeing like amazing things, like amazing tools being developed, which will help you to invest in a market in a much better way, so that your success rate is very high. In other things, in let's say in healthcare, so AI will be used to for drug discovery in the times to come, and with new technology evolving like quantum computing, so which has like high processing power than what exists right now. So quantum computing, a lot of large companies like IBM, Microsoft, they're investing a lot in those technologies. So we'll be having a lot of high-end data processing, which is not possible uh, some years back. So we'll be having a lot of like amazing discoveries in different fields, and healthcare will also go to a different level, where we'll be having a lot of solutions for common ailments, or uh, processing a lot of data and then taking preventive measures, because like AI can process much better than a human being. So if you give the data and all the calculation, then it will calculate it and present it in front of you to make a better decision. So AI will be there, like used in almost all industries, like including Web3. A lot of tools will come up, and if you know these tools, then obviously your productivity increases. You have a better productivity rate than your peers. And if you're not familiar with the AI tools, or if you're not familiar with the AI market, then obviously like your skills will become redundant, like you'll be laid off, because your productivity is has not increased. Your peers can perform much better because they are familiar with the AI tools, or they are familiar with the technology around. They can give results in a much faster way.
Which AI applications have truly grabbed your attention, making you think, wow, that's an awesome application of AI for difference and this field?
Talking about AI, we have a project called Bhasini, Bhasini. So Hasini is a AI project to remove the language barriers. In India, we have got around uh, a lot of states. So each state has its own language, and then there are also dialects. Now, this AI platform is used to convert a different language. So you might be speaking in your mother tongue, then I'll be putting a headphone and then answering you back in a mother tongue. Then you'll also be using a headphone. Then you'll convert in voice, audio, text, everything. So this application is now being integrated into many softwares which were there in English, so that this application can be used in almost in the interior villages where they don't understand English or they don't understand Hindi. Be speaking in their own. They might be speaking in their own. So this is a much bigger project than Google Translate. So this So this project, like in the times to come, like other countries will also be implementing it, because possibly this is open source. So everybody will try to implement this. They just need to enter their own language and then fill in the data and make the data sets. Then they can use this platform.
Indeed, the scarcity of resources for local languages leaves them underrepresented and underserved, depriving communities of essential information and opportunities for improved livelihoods. While technology solutions and information predominantly exist in major languages like English, French, Arabic, Spanish, or Mandarin, many low resource languages remain excluded. This realization led me to establish Localand, a startup dedicated to developing AI powered natural language processing (NLP) models tailored specifically for these underserved language communities, particularly smallholder farmers. Our flagship product, a customizable NLP API, accurately translates agricultural content, enables voice interfaces, extracts insights, and generates localized recommendations all in the native languages of smallholder farmers. What truly sets Localend apart is our unwavering focus on localized NLP solutions, our integration of domain-specific agricultural knowledge, and our commitment to ethical data practices and responsible deployment. Looking ahead, what are the potential use cases and real-world applications that could emerge as the Web3 and AI ecosystem continues to evolve and mature over the next few years?
Yeah, like in the times to come, since technology is evolving, so and also with metaverse, with this headset, this headset will have your computer, will have your phone, like, so you can listen to music, you can study, you can have meetings, office meetings, everything. So now, like we see with technology evolving, so Facebook has also tied with Ray-Ban. So they're having smart glasses where they have like a camera. So like it might be as simple as this glass in the times to come. So you just wear this glass, like, and the screen will come in front, like amazing things. So technology is evolving, and a simple sunglass will do, which will have like all the things like you're looking for. Just like if you notice, so if you travel in any public bus or you travel like everywhere, so you see people busy with their phones, which was not there in the early 1990s. But now you see like everybody busy with their phone, with their earpods. They're busy. They are remaining in their own world. They're interacting with their friends. They might be talking with their teachers. Like they might be studying or they might be watching their movies. They're busy with their smartphones. So in the times to come, like we'll be having a smart headset where, and also like we might be having a few sensors in the body. These sensors might come along with the clothes where you can have the experiences of climbing Mount Everest, or you might be having the experience of a virtual Olympics where you're participating in a virtual Olympics. So all these amazing things will come. So all these amazing things will come where virtual sports, virtual experiences, and healthcare will also go to a different level, because many of the things of in operation will be automated. So there'll be no human error in it. so it will be done precisely. And then right, and automatic robots will. And now, like, you need a physical doctor to do operations, so like he might be doing 5 operations a day, but with the times to come, like, he can do thousands and thousands of medical operations in a day. Like, he just need to press the buttons and then automate it, then it will do its job.
Thank you. I appreciate your insights, Kalyanjit. Could you please share how individuals might contact you or follow your work?
Yeah, so like I'm there in LinkedIn. I also put in articles in Medium. I read about technology. Then I also have a podcast where it's for education. Then I also am I mentor a lot of startups. So if anybody needs advice, and and if anybody also needs link up with like incubators in Europe or US or in India, then like I can also help in that. And I do interact with a lot of students. A lot of students, they do internship with me. Like if they're interested in programming in Web3 or in Web2.